Alright, I wonder what they're up to. Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Gita5 and welcome back to I Love You Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Now we last left off where Ashley and her gazongas and her merry men Van Van are doing something. We don't know what that is, but we're gonna find out. What is it? Like, counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder. But he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Stop acting mature. Act like you're interested in them, but try and get a closer look. Oh, not interested. Well, I'm not. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. We even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magical spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping, and you try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn with those gazongas. I mean, Van Van's gazongas. Ashley doesn't got anything. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know what a good meal is if you ate. Huh? Sorry, I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. You know what, you're right. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. Oh, evil, you say? You finally get a look at what they're hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like you found after your encounter with the sport monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. I see. We're playing. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clegg must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He did nothing. My boy did nothing. Clank, clank matter. Bzzzt, womp. Oh, my jaw clicked. Ah. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp, womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Werbzd. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders! These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone is completely changed. Oh, sorry, not Ashley. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely she must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, or at least you or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs got very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. You try to give Sprinkles a pat on the head, but he snarls at you. Sorry, I get a little worked up if people try to pet me before I've had my morning coffee. Let that be a lesson to you. Sprinkles stops in his tracks, and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps to you and licks your face. Down, boy, down! Off the open! That command, shouted by Colonel Sanders, has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was Chicken who signed first. Who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Ryan. Naturally, this appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample? I'm thirsty. You grab the glass of water and gulp it down. It's cool, crisp, like the purest snow melted by a mountain spring. Hey, that was mine. It's from my favorite toilets. You owe me $6. And you've got excellent taste. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. Well, we all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. You know what, ILYCS, John? You're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool. Freak fool. Really got him, Van Van. Good job. Good one, Van Van. I like your confidence, Ryan. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer. And just then, a huge light blasts in your face, reading the words, timer ready. Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that we cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me. In case anyone was wondering, I hope it's a message that lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. Timer runs down. You're forced to pick randomly. Boil the water. 100 Celsius. That's right. But how would you even get to school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub his furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you can cook it. You know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he use? 11. That's right. You may not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've gotten some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Gratitude. That's right, you mustn't take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive and get those gazongas out of my face. When you were a kid, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on this advice and draw energy from that place. Now it would be a great time to harness the energy, so where would it come from? That's right, this is your big shot. You're not going to miss it. Aru! You try to shut out the noise in the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence. That's right. When they taste your cooking, they will be so taken with it that they'll be unable to speak. Are all of these correct, or am I just nailing this? Okay. You notice that Colonel Sanders looking at you at the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Ryan. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take to make a traditional, oh, what were you thinking? Get your mind back in the competition. Grrr. You were stranded on a desert island with only a dessert cookbook. What do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on challenging? You're falling behind. Sorry, I'll get the question. What does that have to do with anything crafty, spectacular, fried chicken, delicate baked biscuits? Woof, woof. You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station, Ashley has already begun plating elements of the dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ugh, yikes. Zzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen but sometimes it's meaning sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Ryan does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough. You get it properly mixed. There's an easier way and a hard way, but you don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hands in the stand mixer, rescue dough. It's over-mixed. Ryan, no! But you're not fast enough. Your hand gets stuck, immediately crush the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you're able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Ryan's injury. You see Prickle begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose I could at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome to find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor, tastes good, and tells a story of excellence. Not gonna lie, that actually looks really good. Actually, I wouldn't have that for dessert, but it looks good. I was going to ask Ryan to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer on delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Oh my god, that is dope. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, iced cream, 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't a strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you heh. As he places a sauce-covered finger over his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. Damp sauce sticks his mustache. Immediate, Your rage burns so intensely that your eyes, they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows catch fire and you turn to ash. You fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. I have no eyebrows. Embarrassed and ashamed you by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad V alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult inside of you. A storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. It's because we're gazongas, aren't they? I could have gazongas. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. Hey, only half of that is true. You try to hide from it, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think, because you are a perfect man. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Oh my god, do me right now. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved and that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changed his focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. Dude, no, it's gonna burn your eyebrows off, don't. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, and it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as the moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster. Coco, the Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? Oh. Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Coco, but I could have sworn you already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin brother, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge them. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He is already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't know how much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Ryan is saying is that, can't we just be friends? Oh, sorry. Gosh, I keep forgetting to do the voices. I think what Ryan is saying is, can't we just be friends? Life is too short for making enemies. I suppose we really don't need to fight. It's just, I've got these pointy teeth and claws. And all the better for enjoying tasty food. Surely you like to eat. Don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this. You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature and who stands here today. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua. But I was still a student at the school until one day some mean kids with a magic spell book cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. Magic spell book? Where have I seen a magic spell book? Tits McGee and Van Van had it. Precisely. Borka used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way, I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen out of life. Ryan, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. Oh my god, he's inviting me over. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must look like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you support it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures, but I'm not sure if I nailed it yet. But I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret? Just for you. I will sell my soul to this man. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide that you to dive head deep first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' ILYCS hideaway. Lux. Yeah, Lux. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room, there are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Teppo and I discovered more about the Colonel. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it's just as realistic. It's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap online to discover more about the Colonel. What is this? Oh, it's a comb. I have his hair. I'm putting it on my wall. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you notice the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, but actually made of spun silver. Whoa. Tap online to discover more about the Colonel. Candle. Scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of '69? No. It's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's... Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Take a closer look at the large urn sitting in a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, it reads the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of my past careers and business failures." Oh my god, did he burn everyone? He failed? Tap on an eye and discover more about the Colonel. Wow, look at that. One of the frame photos shows an old man who looks like a bit like Colonel Sanders, standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to have cheersings. Appear to be cheersing? They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. Oh, cheersing. As in, yeah, that. Okay. You look closely and see that there is a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Well, he's not my friend. I don't know. Discover more with the Colonel. Yo! The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Maybe this is when he discovered the secret herbs and spices. Tap on 9 to discover more about the Colonel. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Maybe the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded. Am I right? Tap on 9 and discover more about the Colonel. This must be where he keeps his secret recipe. You think for a moment. What number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you dial 111111, Sabones, inside you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Oh, I didn't even see that there. You gaze at the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. And just then, the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I've never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window and a crack, and the ghost of blank is swept out with a breeze. Tab on 9 to discover more about the Colonel. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off his hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit too big. It's soft, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug breathing in its scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on. He wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. I just got a little cold and love might warm me up. Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly, everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow, and you should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Ryan? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. Talk late in the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. I know it's snoring, I'm just making sound effects. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Wait, I slept the night? Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that you could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Ooh! Blank. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal. But if the recipe is secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it just takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're a perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? I'm gonna inflate his ego. You know, I think we might be a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. He's crying. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Are you talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run for the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home and find everything surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because you had one heck... Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something might have happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine. I could finally get to speed up on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me at school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, and I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you say skydiving as if it was a typical first date to go on with the talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell the whole story. Ooh. However, bottling up the details of your own night might be too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. Well said, friend. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter the rivals of the quad. You can tell from the distance that they are picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact, because you know he's Pop. What's a swirly? Sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. Just notice your thighs are bulging out. You can get your swirly dip too. You should pick on someone your own size, because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. I mean, I don't know. He's got a point. Vanderbilt makes some good points. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Ryan, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words. I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the first day of school? Final day of school. Ryan, how is your hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting in form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your representation was still quite impressive. What is he doing, complimenting her? This is all you and your Gazanga's fault, you she-devil. But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about your food, how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Ryan, I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you should tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine food. See you inside, Ryan. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself, you see how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley. You take out the spellbook and you discovered yesterday and start flipping the pages. Whoa, that's that book. Looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I could think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that says erase anyone I choose from my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic. But desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Cast the forbidden spell. Don't do it. Why would I want to erase the memory of Colonel Sanders from me? Like, I get that I'm not thinking straight when he's, around, but that's just the thing. It's just, you've already spent a night with him, you might as well, it's just, I'm not gonna do it. Take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know that I feel something of a dark moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach something in your notebook to give him a snack. Talk to me, rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. This seems like a really good place to leave it off, guys. Cliffhangers are the best. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. No, I'm serious about ending it off here. Yeah, this is a good place to end it off. I will make this decision when the next episode is done. So thank you for watching. If you're new here, subscribe. Ring that bell so you get notifications for when new videos come out. And check out the links in the description. You can play the game for yourself. And I have a public Discord server. The link for the server is in the description underneath the game. And thank you for watching. And see you in the next video. Make sure to stay safe. All right. Goodbye.